Good morning. I'm here to share with you your health nugget for today. Let's say tradition says that what kind of soup do you make when someone is sick? Okay. Well, this chapter is about cry fowl. Chicken soup is not good for your soul. So Jay Leno, this is a quote from Jay Leno. Now everyone knows who Jay Leno is. Does anyone here not know who Jay Leno is? Okay. Where chicken soup used to cure you from the flu, now it gives you the flu. But why would Jay Leno say that? Because the vast majority of chickens being eaten in soup or in other forms today were raised on factory farms. So who knows something about factory farms?
Not clean.
What happens in a factory farm? Well, let's take a look. What's unhealthy about chicken farms? On factory farms, chickens are selectively bred and fed for abnormally fast growth. And let me just give you an example. Back in 1957, I was all of 6 years old. The size of a broiler chicken only weighed 0.9 kilograms. By 1978, they weighed 1.8 kilograms. In 2005, they weighed 4.2 kilograms. The same chicken. So what do they do to these chickens on these factory farms? Literally millions of chickens are penned in small spaces inside large buildings without sunlight, fresh air, or freedom to move. Chickens on these farms are in a continual state of stress, which is very immunosuppressive. Just think back during the Holocaust when they would cram those trains so full of people that they couldn't even move or stand. People just died. They just died because they couldn't breathe. Well, this is what a factory farm is like. Poor sanitation and waste management on factory farms leads to contamination of rivers and sometimes vegetables by bacteria such as Campylobacter, I'm not sure I'm saying that right, E. coli, Listeria, and Salmonella. But you know, chickens aren't the only things raised on factory farms. Factory farming and the pandemic potential it brings isn't limited to chickens. In the United States, the vast majority of farmed animals live on factory farms. That's chickens, pigs, cows, turkeys. They're raised on factory farms. That's where unless you're buying organic or you know where your meat is being raised at, you are getting a factory farm product. And you're getting an animal that's full of antibiotics, because that's what they use, and they force feed them, and that's what they do to make them grow big and fat in a very short period of time. So antibiotics in factory farms, what you should know. Antibiotics are medicines used to treat infections caused by bacteria. Antibiotics kill the bacteria, not the virus. Antibiotic resistance arises when bacteria change to protect themselves against an antibiotic. Factory farm animals, which often fall sick due to stress and overcrowding, are fed antibiotics to make them grow faster and keep them in a basic state of wellness, whether they are sick or not. And just because the animal gets sick, they don't throw it aside. They simply do kill it and sell it as meat. While antibiotics do wipe out some intestinal invaders, they also deplete good intestinal bacteria and damage the immune system. Each use of antibiotics makes them less effective the next time around. As a result, more and stronger drugs are always needed. There's lots of information in here. I'm not giving you. You would need the book in order to get it all. Right now, at the moment, we're out of them because every time we come up here and do a health talk, someone else wants a book. If you really want one, let us know. We do plan on getting more. There are reasons also to think about dairy. While cows aren't as closely linked to potential viruses as some other farm animals, there are plenty of health-related reasons for concern. And so just going to share a few of them with you. Due to their elevated fat content, dairy products often contain high concentrations of pesticides. Because of the significant antibiotic doses given to dairy cattle to keep them healthier on crowded factory farms, dairy products also include low-level doses of antibiotics, which may lead to allergic reactions, antibiotic resistance, or other side effects. Dairy products, even organic ones, contain significant amounts of hormones such as estrogen and progesterone. Milk consumption has been linked to increased levels of estradiol and progesterone in the blood, decreased testosterone levels in men. You don't want that, men. Early sexual maturation in children, and other hormone-related diseases. Casein from dairy increases the risk of cancer, diabetes, multiple sclerosis, and allergies. And consuming dairy products, believe it or not, is bad for bone health. The U.S., which has one of the highest levels of dairy consumption in the world, also has one of the highest rates of hip fracture. So what can you do? Well, it's really up to you. I'm not going to tell you what to do. I know what my sister Linda does. She's a vegetarian, but her husband isn't, and she won't serve my brother-in-law anything but organic meat. Now, what he gets when he goes out to a restaurant, she can do nothing about. But when she feeds him at home, he gets nothing but organic meat. And he's willing to drink almond milk, although he likes dairy milk better. And I think in some ways that has helped him stay relatively healthy as long as he has. So here's an action plan. Consider your current diet. If you're eating forms of meat that may increase your risk of disease, look for and try out some eat this or that alternatives that might appeal to you. At least know where your meat is coming from. If you think curtailing chicken, dairy, or other animal product consumption would be too hard, watch some documentaries on factory farming. For anyone who loves animals, these can be highly motivational in terms of positive change. I don't want to see one because I already know they're gross, gross, gross. If you are consuming foods that might include antibiotics, consider what alternatives you might try.